Hi everyone. I know this is a new position. How are we today? Let's put on some music, darlings. Kristen, hi love, hi everyone. Kristen, I haven't forgotten about you. I haven't forgotten about you know what. Okay. Music, darlings, music. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that walk with us. Thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you for the learning. Truly just the learning. All the ways in which we assume where our paths are going, where we want to control, and where we are reminded that all things that are happening for our greatest good and our learning. Yes, thank you. Please allow me to show up as a divine messenger today. Allow me to use all of my creative abilities, my beautiful mind, my clairs, to be able to only receive from the divine realms. Thank you. From the higher divine realms. And we only wish to receive information from those in God's loving light. Thank you. We also ask that you protect us from any distorting energies and intentions. Sure, Kristen, absolutely. Just pick one that you want. Please escort these energies to a place of evolution or dissolution now. We are so very blessed and thankful for this opportunity to connect. So it shall be. I just want to see what the collective has, what's going on for us today. I want to pull a postcard from Spirit first. Guides, angels, ancestors, what does the collective need to hear today? Thank you. Dear you, there's more than one side to an argument, two sides, if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternate plan might be laid. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to other people's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with the great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so, so much. I'm feeling like for many of you, there's this frustration, and I don't even think it's in the forefront of your consciousness, but there's this frustration around, you're right, the song is too much. There's a frustration around where we feel like we have a plan, we have a path, right? And this one person is standing in the way. They don't care to make it easier for us, or they're making it so that the plan that we want to have, it's like they're getting in the way of it, right? This is going to show up in different ways for different people. Some of you it's family, some of you it's exes, some of you it's friends, right? But it's like, why can't you get with the vision? Yes. Okay. I got you, Kristen. So the first donated reading is going to go to Kristen. Anybody else that is interested in a reading, if you don't mind sharing, please do so. I know I don't really ask too much for that. But as I'm not on so much, I want to make sure that I reach as many people. Hi, Stephanie. Guides, angels, ancestors. So the message with that card, I'm not really feeling the music. It's distracting me. With that message, the biggest thing of a sort of like of a solution is to understand that yes, they may be unconscious, and yes, they may be fighting against you, but that does not mean that there isn't a good reason for it not to work out, right? The divine may be using their stubbornness to help you see that there's a better path for you anyway, and there's a reason why it stopped in the first place, right? Alternate plans. It's all about alternate plans. A lot of us have an idea of what the future is going to look like, but the way in which we plan on achieving it, we assume that the steps are going to look a certain way. Again, I said this the other day. This goes back to survival, and this goes back to trauma, right? When we feel unsafe, then we find ourselves wanting to control outcomes, wanting to kind of precog or have a precognition, a future view of what everything's going to look like, because that's how we feel safe. We feel prepared when we know what it's going to look like. When a beautiful opportunity comes up in our head, we already have it envisioned. We have every little detail envisioned of what it's going to be, and then obviously we get surprised, right? So have an open mind, right? A lot of things that we're judging ourselves for right now are the very things that are bringing us into our next evolution. And it's not comfortable. Growing pains right now. But let's go ahead, guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that walk with us. Thank you so much. Please tune into Kristen's energy and allow her guides, angels, ancestors to dictate the messages, as they are the ones walking with her and they deserve to be heard. Thank you. Let's see what we have for you, darling. The beautiful Miss Kristen Dinga, darling. Okay, so they want you to go back. You're gonna say you don't remember your dreams. You're gonna say you don't remember your dreams. There's something being revealed to you of a past life thing with either an ex or somebody new in your life. This King of Cups. There's the moon in the reverse is telling me that they've already given you the lowdown and the answers within your dreams, and you don't trust it or you don't remember it. They're telling me that you're going to say you don't remember it, but you have the capability of still remembering it. Something that you come across is going to be like give you sort of like a taste of what that dream was, and then all the rest of it will come. They want you to keep a journal because they're saying all the questions you're asking, we're giving you the answers to, um, in reference to your movement forward, in reference to the why. There's a lot of why questions you're asking, because you're confused, because you feel like you've done a great job of interpreting what it is that you have been given, right? And sort of interpreting your intuition and where things are going and what's destined for you. You have a beautiful sort of connection to that, but you're confused because things that are showing up right now are feeling contradictory to that. And now it's going back to this cycle. They're showing you where you doubt your intuition, where you doubt your connection, where you need so much validation in order to believe and to operate forward, and you beat yourself up for it. And they're saying this is sort of what this era is all about for you. It's all about true, like a evolution of your faith, because you do have everything that you have, all the tools, the energetic stance. You've done enough clearing and healing to be able to manifest what you desire. You have all of the suits. I don't want to say mastered, but you have them studied. Let's put it that way. For a enough to be able to understand when to pull out what element, right? Communication, right? Intimacy, love, emotion, right? Pentacle, work, slow work. That's wonderful, Ashley. But I'm also getting for you. Oh, of course. Thank you, Angel. I'm so excited for that. It's my first mediumship option chosen. But I'm so sorry that I have to break the flow, but I am so bad at canceling my subscriptions that I absolutely have to like block so that my money doesn't get charged to something that I don't want it to charge. You know what I mean? Awesome. Hold on. Who sent me a payment here? Oh, I see what happened here. I'm so sorry, Kristen. Wandy, my baby, Wandy. Wandy, what is your schedule tomorrow? I was gonna message you after this live. Okay. Oh, my baby Kamari with the fast Ferrari. Okay. So here's the thing, Kristen, and I'm getting right back into the flow because in my head I was like pinning where I was last, kind of flowing, and what I was getting was that the world is trying to show you something different. It's trying to show you something new. You know what I mean? And with that, I am seeing there's a lot of understanding of where your I feel your response to this, and you hate it because you've done so much work and you feel like it sucks when you feel like you transmuted something and it bites you in the butt again and you have to go back and do another layer of it. So for you, what I'm getting is that there is a lot of familial, meaning family related, upbringing related, blocks to your faith. What allows you to stay in your strength and continue to move forward rather than letting all of these distractions and chaos convince you that what you are believing and flowing with is a huge lie and a mistake, and you're fooling yourself. There's this two versions of yourself, like the devil and the angel on your shoulder. One is trying to tell you that you're making a mistake, that all of this blind faith is going to lead you nowhere. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, is this really going to support you? Are you really on the right path? Yes, you are. You know what I mean? But I get that the biggest test for you right now is that everybody in your life wants to make you feel wrong for whatever choice. And it doesn't have to be the same choice, it's different choices. For example, the area that you're moving to, that's one, right? Two, right? The way you handle education with your kids, whatever. It's like everybody has something to criticize you about. And Spirit is saying, this is not happening to torture you. This is happening to show you. We're bringing you through the funny fucking farm mirror house that you are living in with everybody around you. And we're trying to show you where it is that I'm not trying to put all the blame on them, but this is supposed to bring you into your strength, right? And it will. There's no getting around this. This is not like, hey, this is an opportunity, Kristen, that you can jump on. This is Spirit saying you may not be aware of the process that is unfolding, but we are here to tell you this is about your strength. Leo season. They're telling me the Leo portal is going to be huge for you. The Lion's Gate portal. Because right now you're struggling to feel right, because Spirit is saying, because I told you this before, Kristen, there's a different sort of trajectory or plan that you have to allow. And I mentioned this a bunch of times. When my car broke down like a month and a half ago or a month ago, and I was stuck in Iowa and I was just freaking out and whatever, you know what I mean? I had to do this exact same thing. I had to remain stabilized and grounded in my faith. I had to address all of the negative thoughts that wanted me to believe that I wasn't where I needed to be, or that I couldn't accomplish what I needed to accomplish. You know what I mean? And lo and behold, a blessing that I could have never in my intellectual mind planned for. I just had to submit and trust, right? Just because you don't know where things are going doesn't mean that you still can't have faith, right? You may have an ego hit because your ego thought that that might have been the right place, and it still might be. You know what I mean? But what I'm getting here is that the Ace of Pentacles is that you're not recognizing the blessing here for what it is, and you're missing it. You have the opportunity to miss it, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna miss out, like you're gonna miss the boat. It just means that you're. It's almost like you can be let in on the process, or you can kind of be like a bag in the wind, kind of confused and upset and up and down. You know what I mean? You can basically get more juice from this lemon, more lemonade from this lemon if you squeeze a little more, is kind of what they're showing me. It's like the awareness allows you to understand where you're going, what you're doing, right? The trajectory. They're giving me the analogy of like skateboarding or snowboarding. It's like the balance. You understand the balance, the momentum, all of these things coming together to sort of like bring you where you want to go. Now, what I'm getting is that where you're headed is going to make you immeasurably happy, and not in the sense that the things are going to make you happy, but it's like you're finally in a strong enough space with the strength to be able to maintain your happiness and not let your peace be kind of taken or stolen due to external circumstances. This is a huge milestone in your life. They're telling me this is going to be the biggest era of your life for that reason, because things are not they're not this is not how things are going to end up. The justice in the reverse is telling me that not everything has the dust has not settled yet. Hmm. You just lacking motivation right now. You know what I mean? You have this idea of 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 a potential like way to really bring in some money and stuff, but you just don't know where to go or how to start with everything else going on. You're afraid to take a risk or take a leap of faith. But you've already set course on this journey, so there's no going back now. You know what I mean? And a lot the devil energy. If you guys don't know anything about gang stalking, what gang stalking is is basically like everybody. There's a lot of unconsciousness on this planet, right? When it comes to people and our programs, and it's okay because that's what we're moving out of. But there are a lot of people on this planet that make themselves available to lower entities, and these lower entities have something of a hive mind. So therefore, if they decide that you're about to reach a level in your life where you're about to make a huge impact and about to be um, a great asset to the divine, I'm struggling with that too, Kristen. But if they feel like they even know this before you're going to come in, based on your astrological star chart and everything like that, they will come forward and they will make you feel. Um, basically, they will come forward and they will basically like organize around your life. So through your ex-husband, through your parents, through your family, through people that are closest to you, they will try to sort of maneuver you away from the divine path because they don't want your impact to be something they have to work against. So what I'm getting for you is there's a lot of people in your life that are trying to hold you away from this strength, from this new milestone, from this new step level that you are reaching. Okay, so it's difficult for a reason. It's difficult for a reason. Trust that. But know that you have all the tools that you need to make shit fucking pop for you. Because what I'm getting here is that there's no fighting it. You're gonna get there one way or another. Now, do you want to be tortured through this process, or do you want to have awareness? You know what I mean? Okay. Let's pull a postcard from Spirit for you, and then we'll wrap that one up. And then we'll get into Angel's mediumship reading. Dearest you, over here there is no mystery for us to unravel, as we know intimately how connected we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life from the invisible to the visible. But it's impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension you live in. That said, you can feel the importance of these current energies that bring events together in miraculous ways. You can't understand with your mind, but you can know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know how, the what, the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes as Spirit weaves your life's mysteries in beautiful tapestry and glorious technicolor. I'm going to take a picture of this card now because I feel like you need to read this on your own, and I don't want to put it back in the deck and look for it. So if I forget to send it to you, message me, because this card is like is Spirit coming through to say everything he said was right. God bless you. Find peace in yourself in the middle of the storm. Yes, believe what you want to manifest is coming. However, be patient and go with the flow, and it will come, sending you blessings. Yes, Kamari. Beautiful. You are so very welcome, Kristen. Thank you for having my back, and you know what you mean. You know what I mean. Okay. Angel. Miss Angel. Guides, angels, ancestors, please clear whatever energies are still present. Allow me to be a clean slate and a clean canvas for this divine messaging. I do not want a whole waiting room of spirits thinking that I'm going to deliver messages to everybody in this live. So if you really want a mediumship reading, then inspire your family member to donate the money. Otherwise, I don't wish to be overwhelmed. I don't wish to have guests stay longer than they're welcome. But I am open to loving messages for Angel. If you must, guides, angels, ancestors of mine, be the mediator and deliver messages in between so that I may understand based on the language you use with me. Thank you. This is an ex or a lover or something. I can feel it already. Okay, I'm not really sure. Oh, this is like either this is like a lover or this is like a partner in crime, like a twin or somebody who you were very close with. Hold on. I need to get more specific on this. I don't know. I just saw something about blood. Something about blood. Or like the respiratory, not the respiratory. Is it the respiratory system that circulates the blood? No, that's the air. Yes. I don't know. Okay. Hold that thought, Spirit. It feels like there's like she's saying she understands like that you feel like that there's a distance, there's a block, or there's something about you feeling like a lack of connection and being curious as to why. There's a lot of disappointment here on your end when it comes to this angel. I also feel like she's bringing emphasis on a lot of infighting, a lot of in-family fighting, a lot of pettiness. She's saying she understands the role that you play in all this, but she wants you to be, she knows that you can be braver. She knows that you can be brave. She knows that you can step up in a way that you may not be everybody's favorite person, but you are going to be respected. She's telling me you already started this, but she's telling me you don't know what you got yourself into. She's telling me there's a particular male that is has anger issues and is causing distortion with a family member whom you love, like an abusive male. She's telling me that whatever you've done, it feels like it's not going anywhere. It feels like it's not going anywhere. Like it feels like it's going in one ear and out the other. I'm talking to a wall, right? It's frustrating because it feels like you feel like you're getting somewhere and then it goes nowhere. And it goes nowhere. Right? She's bringing it back to the fact that you feel like when it comes to connecting to spirit, her spirit is difficult for you to connect to. Or you don't get it as much. She's saying there's it's not going to be that way forever. There are some guilt, some blocks, some things about your past that you are still coming into forgiveness of yourself about, that is going to allow you to have a clearer antenna to receiving her. It's all of the personal that makes it hard for you to trust, believe, and receive. She says it doesn't change the fact that she's there for you. She's always there. I just saw a ladybug. She's also bringing, yeah, she's saying it's not your fault, right? There's always a divine time for everything. And it's not just that you blame yourself for. It's also like aspects of her life and things that you wish you could have did different. She's saying she's bringing my attention to some kind of renovation or some kind of process. It feels like a process, like we started something and we have an end goal in mind, and it's like building something, like building a house or building a patio, or getting the backyard done. There's or process, a legal process. She's telling me that it just feels like um, everything has just been put to a complete pause. It's confusing to you. Same thing with Kristen's reading. It's like you had an idea of where things were going, and now things are starting to turn out in a way where you're questioning, is it really going in this way? She wants you to continue doing it. She's saying that there's something about your divine motherhood to others. She says that there's something about her karmic loss. Her There's something about her, the loss of her life and how it affected you. The karmic agreement between the two of you. She had her own reasons that she's not ready to share as to why it was important for her to pass, why it was important in her. But she can say that for you, in the karmic, she's showing me like an agreement. In the agreement between you and her, there was something about the loss of her that brought you into your divine motherhood for others. You've always been a mother to others, but there's something about the loss of her that allows you to show up. Instead of hardening your heart, it softened your heart, right? But it makes you feel more pain. She's saying you can still work with her on this haunted house if you want to, if you desire to. She's happy to do that with you. hmm She said that you were meant to be sort of like, they want you to look into Mother Mary, not necessarily biblically related. They want you to look into her history and as much as and connect to her. They're saying there's something about her frequency that is sort of like what your imprint is all about. Um, the the part that you play in this life, right? The step up that you make to step into your spiritual work more. She's saying that there's these children are going to pay it back. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for validating that message. The children are going to pay it back to you. You're going to be surprised when if and when you trust and believe, and you're allowing yourself to play a different role than what everybody else wants for you, because you're still very much healing through and growing through being a people pleaser. When you let that go, and you will be able to sort of flow onto the path that allows you to really be in a dynamic flow with these children. And there's something about, like, when things go left for you, or things have gone left for you in the past, it's been crickets. Nobody's been around to help you, right? They're telling me that is not the case. That's going to change, right? you're going to see an abundance of support surround you. And this is kind of like, it's almost like a den mother, like you're like a den mother. Mm-hmm. But she's saying like that you go back and forth, and she's saying she wants you to understand that you're going back and forth. It's like you're trying to be the role that you were assigned by your family, by your friends, by your community, and then you're trying to step into this new role, and you keep going back and forth. And it's okay because you're going to what you're used to whenever you're triggered, and then whenever you're inspired, you're going towards what you desire. She's saying just be aware of this. Just be aware that you're going back and forth. You know what I mean? I don't know. Honestly, there's not many times that I speak to spirit or I receive spirit and that they're coming through with all of this um, karmic based divine like information. Not everybody has access to this information. So I'm interested to know what your daughter's role is in your life right now. She's your protector, and hmm, she's your protector. There's somebody in your life that is very religious. Hi, Rowena. There's somebody in your life that is very, hi, Tyler, that is very religious. And they're not witches or they don't practice like witchcraft, but it's like almost like their obsession. I don't know if they're obsessed with you, but their negativity with you is it's like your mom, like your daughter used to defend you in life. Like it's like she was the one who was like you would tell her stop, it's not that big of a deal, and she would be like, no, mom, it's not okay, it's not cool. They shouldn't treat you this way. And it's like she's doing the same thing in spirit because there's somebody in your life that is very jealous of you or very envious of you for whatever reason. I can't really pick out why, but it's like their obsession with you is almost like black magic in itself. It's like she's trying to send this person's trying to send you negative energy, um, and she's protecting you. Your daughter is protecting you. She's trying to protect you so that your process can be protected and that no outside forces can come in and derail it. There's something of a reward that you and her are going to get for all of this. You guys, you thought that the collaboration was done when she passed. You thought that that partnership was done when she passed, but it was not. It only began, truly began on a deeper level. And you're going to be motivated to deal with your pain, to step outside of the role that you have been assuming that is not your role, and to be a strength in your in the lives of everyone around you who you choose to hold dear. Right? There's something of a collaboration aspect to this, and her with you that it's like in order for her to do what she needed to do with you, or in order for you to accelerate to the place that you needed to accelerate in this life, you needed this arrangement to happen this way. You're It's just going to sound really crazy and really kind of wild, but you're going to find yourself grateful for the way things played out. I'm so glad, Angel. It's motivating you. It's motivating you to deal with your trauma and your blocks and to step away from the role that you've been playing so that you can receive her. Right? That's the motivation. That's the dangling carrot. You want to be able to connect to her, to receive her, not in an obsessed way, but in a way where you're like, well, obviously, I have some blocks in being able to receive you. This happens a lot more often than you think. Spirit wants me to say this to everybody. A lot of times people beat themselves up or question their gifts because they can't receive the loved one that passed. Spirit is saying it's because of the closeness in the karma. It's because of it's like they're in your blind spot because it's so close to you. But you can make it not a blind spot. But that's a motivating thing, right? We don't have to end the relationships with those we love. They say let the rest, let the dead rest, right? But in many ways, if they don't, there's a lot of passed on loved ones that choose not to be such a instrumental part in the living life, right? But they choose it. Yes, they are. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. That was my last donated reading. But if anybody would like one, oh, thank you, Krista. Thank you, Crystal, for a love reading. Ooh, she wants a love reading. I don't know if that's an option though. Oh, you just said, oh, just for love. Oh, thank you. Okay. Did you want a reading though, Crystal? No love reading. You are so welcome, Angel. Thank you for your continuous support and dedication to your own growth and the support you give to others. Good. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, please connect into Crystal's energy. Allow her guides, angels, and ancestors to dictate the messages as they are the ones walking with her and they deserve to be heard. Rowena, I'm not doing free readings, but thank you for sharing. You're wanting something, Crystal, the divine is not going to give it to you. And I know that sounds wild, but it's like you have this expectation and they're trying to show you a different way. And it's like it's almost like a child. This is going to sound fucked up, but hear me out. It's almost like a child. Rowena, it's already pinned, my love. It's already pinned. Oh, Demenis, you have to donate for a reading, okay? They're showing me this is gonna sound really fucked up, but it's like a child, like a teenager, or no, like a young adult, like a 20-year-old child, right? It's like they're used to mom paying their phone bill, and then all of a sudden, mom feels like I want to push you to be independent. So you're living on your own. You're gonna have to pay your own bills, right? This is spirit's way of saying, hey, we've kind of helped you in a way that was um, what you needed for a while, but we want to prove to you that you have the ability to make this happen, right? It's almost like where you expect something to show up at your door rather than we want to show you that if you put yourself out there the way you have before, even though it didn't work out before, this time is going to be different, but you have to do it yourself. It's like the end of an era for you. It's the end of an era. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's almost like you're being pushed into your light work somehow. You're being pushed into your light work. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. They're telling me that the Lionsgate portal is making it so that we're able to communicate to you the whole point of it all even further, right? This is why it's coming through so clearly for me now. They're telling me that this portal is bringing you into your light work. There's something about you stepping out and um, you're not necessarily waiting. It's like whereas before it's like the divine would always give us a cue. Now we know our timing. Now we know our timing. Now we get it. So now we don't need the divine to constantly give us the breadcrumbs to lead us where we need to go. It's we know the timing, we understand the flow, we understand how we feel, the planetary. It's like there's something of a congruence, right? Everything coming together to help you understand why everything happened and helping you to understand what to do when. That makes sense, right? What's a good time for this? What's a good time for that? When am I in the right energy for what? Fascinating. Fascinating, darling. And this has to do with you making choices. I think for a long time you've been so humble when it comes to the divine that you just allow the divine, or you've allowed the divine to guide you completely. And the divine is saying, okay, well, now are you ready to be a conscious creator? Are you ready to be a partner? You've been studying under the firm, under this company for however long, and you've been working with us for however long. Are you ready to be a partner? Are you ready to be a partner? Are you ready to be a person that makes choices and makes a plan and is strategic and chooses what they desire? It's not about a perfect, we have to get this out of our heads of like the divine has a perfect path for us. The divine's perfect path for us is in alignment with our authenticity and what our heart is driven to. So that's the only way to get there. And there's nothing wrong with coasting. You needed that time, Crystal, because you needed to build a relationship with the divine. You needed to heal and do all this other stuff. Now is a time where you're like, whoa, okay, cool. I get it. I get it. Now it's like, what do I want to do? And now you know the energy to put behind it, how to make it work, how to put yourself out there, what to do. You know what I mean? You have this newfound confidence and this newfound direction, right? That's coming in with this Emperor Aries energy, right? But you still have a lot of ego wounds. Hi, Lucy. Lucita, mamacita. There whatever it is that you're going to collaborate with spirit on is going to be highly fulfilling. Exactly. It's going to be highly fulfilling for you. Honestly, I feel like any more adding to these messages is only going to take away from the potency of that clear message, which is like you've gotten to a place of graduation. Now you're ready to be the teacher. Now you're ready to honestly, they're saying now you're stabilized in your teaching and in your wisdom, that you're able to go out into the chaos and still hold this energy without getting lost, right? You too were a people pleaser for so long that it caused you to lose yourself and to lose your connection, or to be fuzzy on your connection with the divine. Hi, Janine. Yeah, again, the Lion's Head portal, this is like one of the strongest lives I've had in weeks. This energy right now is intense. Yesterday I was feeling like shit. Today I woke up feeling like $1,000. Why I gotta stop at 1,000? Shit, listen, I'm working on my abundance frequency. I feel like $1 billion. Thank you, Crystal. I would not be able to do this without my spirit team. Dearest you, there is only one you, and you have, yes, of course I do, Wandy. There is only one you, and you have a unique path and a special purpose. You're supposed to have specific experiences in this world and meet certain people. But then it's up to you how you live, how awake you choose to be. Get it? Then it's up to you how you live, how awake you choose to be, and how willing you are to grow and strip what is false. Don't compare yourself to others, Crystal. It's easy to think a person is happier just because their outside looks good according to society standards, but you can't know anyone's internal experience. Compare yourself only to your past self. See how far you've come. Don't be distracted by what others are doing or accomplishing. Stay focused on what inspires you. That's how you get successful and find happiness. Want what you have now, not what everyone else has. We love you immensely and know your journey ahead is sparkling with miracles and wondrous things. Trust. Trust. Oh my goodness, Miss Florio. Now you see, it took me a minute to be able to go from calling Miss Dargan, Wandy, and now I'm gonna have to take a second to go from calling you Miss Florio to Janine. I hope you're well. I heard you were ill. I'm so glad I was able to help you, Crystal. God bless you. Okay. God bless you, friend. So, Wandy, is that for you or is that for Miss Florio? She's J9 for life. Janine. J9, I love that. I'm glad. Listen, I don't know where I went. I don't know where I went there, but I know I was an annoying little booger. I love myself and I have love for myself, but I know I was an annoying little fuck when I was in middle school. So you putting up with me, I'm glad you're here. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rowena. I got your donation. So first, uh, okay, so Miss Florio, do you want a reading? Oh, thank you. Do you want a reading? Because Wandy paid for it. So if you want one, she paid first. Before Rowena. So Rowena, you're after this. So if you want one, you can receive it, but it's up to you. Okay, no problem. All right. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that walk with us in God's loving light, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for allowing this opportunity for us to connect and for your divine messages to come through me. I humbly am just a messenger. Thank you. Please protect against any distorting energies and or intentions, and please remove any previous energies from any previous readings so that we may have clarity. What? Ooh, Andy, upgrade central. They're telling me there's something that you've activated with the water that you've been working with in your altar. Um, oh, thank you, Lucy. Where you did that at? There's something about the altar water. I love you too, Lucy. Thank you. There's something of that is like activating or venerating something within the ancestors that they're able to bring something down to you. They're showing me in this card. You may not be able to see it. Oh, thank you. But there's this bird, right? And it's bringing something down like a pentacle into the cup. There's something of you finally being able to receive. It's like you sort of powered up or upgraded your ability to receive messages, and I don't know how they're coming in, if they're coming in through your dreams or whatever, but they're telling me there's something about the water, um, and they're telling me that keep replacing the water, cleaning the water, praying, reading the Bible in front of your in Spanish in front of the altar, and they're telling me if you want to lift the cup up, and in Spanish say this is for you, you know what I mean, like um, this is for you, this is the fresh water for you, enjoy, you know what I mean. They're saying this is actually adding a lot of power, a power to your connection. It's just showing me like you're juicing it up, you're adding gas to that tank. It's like there's something that is, you're adding extra help, right? They're saying that there's something in this, so they're validating it for you. mm. Wow, okay, so then they're showing me that you've been doing that. That's beautiful. It's like you're giving a toast to them, like toast to you. They love it, and they're so happy that you are letting them help. It's not even about what you're doing for them, you're letting them help, and they're so grateful for that. um, Somebody wants permission to help your oldest daughter. Yeah, somebody wants permission to help your oldest daughter, but they need you to give permission first, because unless she asks for it, you need to give permission. And they're saying you don't have to give permission now, but they're saying they're going to come to you and you're going to feel it, and you're going to say yeah, if you want to help her, or if you want to, you're more than welcome to. hmm Somebody has a way of helping her. I don't know what this is. They know what to do. Yeah. When it comes to other people in your life, unless they pray themselves and ask for the help, there's only so much that can be done, right? They can watch and come back to you and kind of feel and whisper in your ear little things that are going to help you. I can figure out who. Give me a second. I felt like it was a man at first. It's not coming through as clearly as Angel's daughter. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but this is a son. No, this is a son. This is a child, a soul that that never came to term. Sort of like a cherub. I've never received a cherub before, but it's almost like they're a cherub now. They're like a baby angel. He was never meant to be born. But it was there's something about being with you during that time that gave him entry to be what he is now. A cherub, an angel. That was his initiation. He's talking about her creativity. And he's saying that there's something about her. This reading is turning out to be about her. What is it, Spirit? So if you don't know what a cherub is, it's like a baby angel, right? And to be honest, Wandy, I feel like the other children, like, okay, two times, so two times in total or three miscarriages? I know that's insensitive because I'm trying to figure out, because they're showing me some were reassigned to you, meaning they came to you for a lesson, left, came back to be born as your daughters, right? But it's this one. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so know that two of those are definitely still with you as your children, for a fact. This boy specifically chose to come through you, and it's like he has a soul connection to you, like you guys, it's like he used to be your father in a past life, or there's something of a connection with him. This is my God card. This is like God's hand is in it. He wants to help her with her creativity, her wish fulfillment. She's gonna be, I don't know if she's gonna be, I don't know, this is gonna be wild to say. I don't know if it's that they're showing me what it feels like with the fame. So I don't know if it's that she's going to be famous, or she's going to have an important platform, or she's going to do something that have a lot of people's attention. But she has a very specific, both of your daughters have very specific paths, but there's something of her coming into her own, that everything that's happening now is going to bring out a creative force. She learns how to channel it. And she learns how to honestly understand what she's feeling. She knows how to understand what she's feeling and channel that into a creative art form. She's going to be unlocked in a new way. It's like a part of her soul is going to be freed. And this cherub, this your child, this boy, he's here to tell you there's something about you doing the water on the altar and all this other stuff that gave him space to come through stronger. And it's almost like you're giving, it's like where before I don't want to say that they had their hands tied behind their back, but it's like they had their hands tied behind their back. Now they don't, because you're giving them permission, you're giving them life, you're giving them, hey, you're telling them, I respect you, I honor you, I love you, thank you, I want you in my life, I want you to be here, I want you to have enough, I want your support. And they're like, well, now we can do things. And it's like what this is, it was always destined. It's like it was destined to go this way. I'm seeing cans of spray paint. I don't know what that means, Wandy, if you're hearing my voice deeper with the big eyes like this. I'm seeing cans of spray paint. So I don't know if it's like she's an artist and they're just trying to, that's a symbol for them showing me that she's going to be an artist, or it's like she's going to be creating something, or she's going to be making a statement, because like graffiti art makes a statement. It's not something that she's going to be doing now or tomorrow. And don't worry, they're telling me don't worry, she's not going to get in trouble for doing graffiti and stuff like that. They're saying it's just the potency of the symbol, right? The spraying, right? What it's used for, right? The art, the color. She has a lot of potential. Oh no! So so they're telling me. Okay, so they're showing me. Okay, that's crazy. Did she get in trouble for it? So they're showing me that to validate. It's like she right now feels like her life is kind of not in the right place. And listen, I generally, it's crazy because I generally have to be careful when it comes to children because they're not fully adults, right? But I know you, and I know that you're not going to go back to her and tell her all this stuff and give her all this pressure about what these messages are, right? Kids are very vulnerable when it comes to divine messages. You have to let them come into it on their own. But you as a parent, it's like you're sort of given direction so that you can hold space for her to find this, because it's like everything that you're going through right now may make you feel guilty as a parent for what they're going through emotionally, but in reality it's fuel for this artistic drive that's going to give her honestly abundance, a fulfilling life for the rest of her life. Yeah, she don't need to know all of the extra stuff, right? All you need to know is that she has a gift for artistically making a statement, whether it be through art, through words, through poetry, through singing, through whatever. That's the gift that she's meant to provide to life. And you can pray to your son and bring him in. If you want to name him, he says you're welcome to name him. If you would have had him, what would you have named him? They're saying you can name him if you want to. um, and you're going to have more relationships with spirits like this as you move forward, but this is like a beautiful way of healing for you too. They're telling me name him, feel him around you, feel like feel like God is in between, sort of being a mediator between the two of you, if you feel like a distance, but I don't think you will. And they're saying you can call upon him to help with her. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's hard because it's like her belief in herself is going to be the only thing that's going to hold her back. That's it. Her lack of confidence. But once she starts to feel the reward of that expression and people connecting to it and it touching people, the nerves are going to go away. But and it's not going to be something that she's going to jump into and it's going to be amazing right away. They're telling me that it's going to be something that she has to work at. She's not going to be a savant. That it's like, oh wow, like literally she puts a pen to paper and then all of a sudden everybody thinks she's like a genius. You know what I mean? It's going to be something that she has to work at, but it's not about the technique or the result. It's about the heart, and it's about the way in which she's able to make a statement. That's all I have to say. And they're saying work with him. So this is more direction for you. Work with him. You can even pull cards from the altar with him in mind, and ask him to help her, in different ways, and ask him to guide you in how to help her. And that's going to be a big thing, because I feel like a lot of where your insecurity comes in is where a lot of what's happening is impacting your family. But that was a beautiful reading. The can of spray paint thing really got me going, girl. Hmm. I don't think you're gonna really be able to put a finger on exactly what it is. And to be honest, I don't think it's one thing. I don't. I think it's something. It's like she has to just choose whatever artistic form she has, but know that a big part of her life is gonna be artistic. So don't be over here telling her you're not gonna make money that way. It's not, you know. Rowena. So you wanted a past, present, future, love? Okay, here we go. I want to use another deck for that. Past, present, future. Oh my God, you're so welcome, Wendy. You're so welcome. Past. Thank you, Miss Florio, for Janine. So right now, what I'm getting for you, Rowena, is that you're opening your eyes to a friend that's not really a friend. Somebody who makes themselves, honestly, this is going to sound really messed up, but somebody who makes themselves feel better by being associated with you. It's like they're comparing themselves to you and they feel better by association, which is really rude and messed up. But what I'm getting is that in the past, it's like it's almost like I wanted this relationship and then I didn't want this relationship, and this is a romantic situation. Oh, Wandy, I love you. You wanted this situation to be okay, Janine. Okay, I just needed you to give me the permission. You wanted the relationship, but then something came up that made you feel like, oh man, I have to let this go. But then there was like a regret, like, oh, I should have just stuck in it. It's like if I should have just like, if I would have, if I would have just like, I don't know, that you go back and forth about it, right? But you did want it to end, right? With the sincere wish being granted, you wanted it to end, right? But in the present, I am seeing that right now you're like dealing with the spirit. I've been telling you this. The spirit is only bringing forth to you what through other people what you need to heal. You ever wonder why people always get in relationship after relationship and it always ends up the same? Because they're not willing to challenge themselves and really see where they need to heal and improve so that they can manifest or match to something different. That's how this works. That's how God works when it comes to teaching us, right? But this friend, this person that you are dealing with now is another lesson in reference to, right? Well, when we want relationships and stuff like that, all relationships are relationships. So we're going to be taught through our friendship relationships, through our family relationships, even if we're just focusing on romantic relationships. And there's a friend here that is not a very good friend. No. And they're leaving your life. It's going to make you very sad. They're telling me this is like a friend for many, many years. And it's like this friend, it's like you're evolving, you're realizing unfortunately this friend just doesn't have the space mentally, emotionally, ego wise to be able to really care for you in a way that feels organic. And it feels like it's been fake. There's a lot of fakeness that is being felt right now. They're telling me you're about to feel a lot of this, right? And in the future, I'm getting, you are going to sort of see there's something of a lesson or an aha moment that comes when this person leaves your life where you're like, oh my god, it's something about you being a slave or a people pleaser or not having confidence or allowing people to treat you poorly. There's something about you being like, wow, like that. It brings in something that allows you to experience different kinds of relationships, and it actually starts somewhere at work or like something to do with a career, work, or something. There's something of a career or work in the future, an endeavor, so to speak, that shows you a different side where you've been experiencing people treating you one way. Now it's like, okay, now I'm experiencing something new, and it feels like, okay, now I'm finally feeling like I'm on the right track, right? But to be honest, Rowena, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have been your biggest worst enemy in this. You have been slowing down this progression for many, 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 many years. And it's not to make you feel shameful. It's just to help you know that the only person that is responsible for the state in which you live in is you. Blaming your family, your exes, people that passed away, they're telling you need to take responsibility, because that's the only way to take your power back and to make things sort of change. You keep wanting somebody to come in and solve the problem for you. You keep wanting somebody to come in and fill this hole for you. That's not what this is about. That's not what love is about. And I do feel that through all of this lesson, somebody is coming in, but I even hesitate to tell you that because it feels like that's all you're going to be focused on is a relationship that's coming into your life. And Spirit is saying it's the relationship with yourself that's been the whole point the whole time. And you can find peace, harmony, and fulfillment and happiness without a man. But it's where you feel you need it is where you need to heal. If you don't already, I would recommend therapy, counseling. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like you have a lot on your plate when it comes to emotional stuff. You have a lot of triggers and flashbacks. They're telling me it makes it you're living in not all the time, but a lot of times you're living in a perpetual hell that you can choose to step out of. but that's due to what you're living with, the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way you see God, the way you see everything. It's all tainted by your experiences. Where your experiences were only meant to help you see things clearer and grow, you allowed them to be evidence of your lack of deserving. I'm here to tell you, you do deserve happiness. You do deserve everything in life. Stop shaming yourself for the mistakes you made in the past. Stop shaming yourself for all the things you coulda, shoulda, woulda did. Um, I do feel like the business with your daughter is going to be good. It's not going to be good right away. It's going to take some time to grow. But I also feel like whoever this friend is in the mix of this daughter situation. So if there's somebody that you both know that you're trying to bring in on the business or trying to help with you or bringing in on conversations or whatever, if there's a third party in there somewhere, then that's the person who you need to focus on. Because that's the person who's fucking, excuse my language, that's the person who's the two-faced person. And I do feel like, you know, your daughter, hi Jackie, your daughter is going to be, she's going to be a big trigger point for you too. Here, let's see. Did I miss any donations before I head off? Jackie, you just made it in the nick of time. I'm just about to leave though. So maybe you didn't really make it in time. Hi, Regina. I am taking generals, Jackie. I can take one more just for you, darling. I was saying that whoever is this two-faced person is in the mix with you and your daughter. So if you and your daughter have a mutual friend that is in on this, or if your daughter, it could even be your daughter's friend, right? But there's somebody, whoever this person is that I was referring to, as soon as you said your daughter, they're telling me is connected to your daughter. I don't know if it is your daughter. I doubt it's your daughter because it wouldn't come up as two-faced friend for a family member. Or it's like somebody's trying to come between you and your daughter to prevent this from going the way you know what I mean? Well, did I miss a donation here? Oh, that's right. Okay. Jesus Christmas. Hold on. Why does this always happen to me? You are so welcome, my love. Okay. Okay. Guides, angels, ancestors, thank you so much. Yeah, this has got to be the last one because I'm already starting to feel myself dip in energy, and Honey Bunny got still got things to do today. You know what I'm saying? This is the view outside my parking lot. I know I gotta clean my window. People be snowboarding down those mountains, yo. Thank you, Spirit. Please connect into Jackie's energy. Jackie, who knows? Today's been interesting. I've been on fire today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackie, it is gonna go to your control, but just a little bit, not as much as it usually is, because it's kind of like your control had you thinking that things were gonna go in a certain way, and it's like it's not going exactly the way you anticipated it, and it's almost like Spirit saying, "Hey, these 3 cups were bad, so we needed to remove them from your life. Now these 2 cups, they're where it's at." And we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I do feel like there's an emotional sort of evolution afoot here. There's a lot of information around the Lionsgate portal for everybody. And for you, it's sort of where you're kind of still holding on. It's sort of like the last bits of trauma or the last bits of things that are holding you back. It's like there's an event that is coming into your life, and it doesn't feel like a hugely dramatic one. It's just a very triggering one that is allowing you to finally release. It's like, oh, I release. I'm finally like I didn't realize I was holding on to this, and I can let this go. And this is kind of like freeing you up. This is not kind of like, it is freeing you up to move forward. You've been doing a great job with your connecting and your vulnerability. There's an idea that's going to come to you through all of this that is going to help you feel more inspired about how you what you provide as a spiritual teacher. But I do feel like, unfortunately, you're going to have to be the enemy. Like I told you before, unfortunately, you're going to have to be the bitch to a lot of people, because a lot of the awareness that you're coming into, it comes on the heels of other people not wanting to face awareness. And a lot of things that you're saying, even just you being you, is triggering people, and it's making people want to pick fights with you. It feels though that like you're not giving too much energy towards them, to the fights. It's almost like you're laughing it off, so I don't feel like it's really affecting you as much. It's just a warning, or just like a little bit of a heads up. I do see that it is a huge transformation process that you're going through. These past few weeks have been wild for all of us. For all of us. So it's understandable to doubt, or to fall into doubt sometimes, and to feel like, man, like, I don't know, it can make your head spin sometimes, all of the stuff, all of the changes, right? But I'm here to tell you with this reading that a lot of what's been occurring energetically, and you've been feeling good. They're telling me you've been feeling good, but it's still been somewhat confusing. They're telling me a lot of what's happening for you now, it's Spirit had told me earlier, they're now we're able to understand the why a little bit more, and now I'm able to channel a lot more of the why. The why was to help you see the places that were the blocks that were preventing you from really doing this, and you putting yourself out there is making you hyper aware of the places in which you lack confidence, right? So it's pointing a light, shining a light on all of these places. The events that are happening around you are also bringing to the surface these same things. So it's like Spirit is using a lot of these circumstances to put death, meaning put to death, put to rest all of these things, so that you can go forth, being the Queen of Cups. And it's funny because before, remember, I was pulling the Queen of Swords for you. I don't know why I remember that now. And now I'm pulling the Queen of Cups for you. So that's quite the evolution. Yeah, you're breaking free. Whatever it is that's been keeping you chained to limiting beliefs or whatever, this whole time, this whole process is a perfect concoction to help you push out of that. But I do feel like you're going to need emotional support, and not many people. I've been pulling cards lately, and I've been getting opposite messages than I was getting a few weeks ago, and now I'm all confused. Okay, so it's not opposite messages. That happens to me too sometimes, where I start to feel that way. It's not opposite messages. It's your 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 default in how to read them when you're triggered is negative. Like, for example, right? when my car broke down, I keep bringing this example up. I'm going to be bringing this example up till like I die, right? But when my car broke down and I was pulling cards on it, I kept pulling the devil card. And I was like, yo, why is this card tormenting me? Why does this card keep coming up? Why do I keep getting this devil card? I don't want nothing to do with no devil. No, give it back. You know what I mean? Turns out the van that I ended up having was a Dodge Ram, right? With the horns, right? And all of a sudden, when I saw that, it was spirit like immediately dropped into me. This is what the devil means, right? And or this is what the devil meant in your reading, in the readings that you were pulling, right? It's like we have a bias towards ourselves to assume the worst. It's not, they're telling me the messages are not contradicting. They're trusting you to be able to interpret messages that are a little less on the nose of what the card means, right? With the Tower card, Spirit is showing you, it's the Tower card is just showing you that everything around you is falling apart. And this is why it's important for you to do what you're doing, because the relationships you have, the people in your life, they're all experiencing tower moments, meaning things cannot stay the same. But you're already on the wave. You're not over here stumbling to get on your surfboard. You're already riding it. It's about the people around you. Yep. This is your garden, baby girl. This is your garden. Ooh, I just got. Ooh, okay. Like, it's it's an understatement to say that everything that happens with spirit is happening for us and not to us. Mm-hmm. Spirit is telling you, stop making it about you. Everybody around you is having tower moments, and then they're trying to make you wrong in their own little subliminal ass ways about what you're choosing, what you're doing, and how you're choosing not to help, right? Somebody's trying to make you wrong for not giving money. Somebody's trying to make you feel wrong for how you're handling things with the kids. Somebody's trying to make you feel wrong for this, and it's all because they're all going through their tower moments. Mm-hmm. The Nine of Cups is my confirmation card, girl. So I feel you on that. Let's pull a postcard from Spirit for you and wrap this all up. It's funny that was the last card to come out, though, huh? Stop making it about you. I just keep hearing that. Stop making it about you. Stop allowing that to derail you or to confuse you. It's not about you. It's just about them, and we're just trying to give you a heads up. Notice that a lot of the readings you've gotten recently have not been about, Jackie, you need to do this different. This is whatever. It's been about people around you. Dearest you, you have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first, you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where, poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and fulfill your potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You are special as much as you are also paradoxically one with the world, individual, yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you are on the right track. Even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul, check in with spirit, keep going. Spirit loves you, life loves you, we love you. Exactly. So Jackie too, they're telling me when you ask questions to the tarot, they want you to be more specific sometimes and not yes or no questions. They want you to be more specific. What is it that you're wanting to discover? What is it that you're wanting to know? Because it just feels like you're like, okay, what do I need to know? And then you're pulling cards and you're confused. Spirit is saying ask very specific questions, because that's the way that you know what we're answering. Because you're asking one question, and then we're reading your consciousness to answer another, and we're reading your consciousness to ask the question you really want to ask, and then you're trying to read the card based on the question you asked, and we just need this not to be miscommunication. You know what I mean? Because we are here for you, and it's very easy for you to receive these messages for yourself. um, you're not in a place where it's a block or you can't receive it. You're ready to receive it. You're here. You're on it. You know what I mean? But you just need to ask more specific questions. They said write the questions on the side when you pull the cards, and then write whatever you channel for the answer and keep going. Keep a journal in this way. That's what I do. I will write a question, and then I'll pull cards, and then I'll just write without thinking, looking at the card and channeling what I am feeling they're trying to tell me. And on that note, I'm gonna go walk the dog again. Rafi, come here, baby. Everybody wants to see you. Come here. Come on. Come here, boy. Why are you sitting there looking at me? Come on, you're not in trouble. Come here. Come on, baby. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. You never gonna say hi to everybody? Say hello. It's me, the dog. What happened, my bushki? Good. I'm glad. I love you guys. I will see you guys on the flip. I leave you in your divine light.